Whenever I meet and talk with a group, the subject of leadership is never far from the conversation. And so I do like sometimes to just step back from strategy and business issues and talk just about leadership itself. And I think of this in the context of Mount Rushmore. I look and I try to ask people, if you were adding somebody to Mount Rushmore these days, who in the 20th century would you add as a leader? And you get a lot of different answers. My favorite answer would be Martin Luther King. He wasn't a president, and the current four heads of Mount Rushmore were all presidents, but certainly he's someone who you could say changed America in a fundamental way over the last 50 or 60 years. So that's context for a broader discussion on what it means to be a leader and how you think about leadership. So I like to talk to people about how they find their leadership superpowers. I think of leadership like being one of the Avengers. And everybody has their own leadership techniques and their own skill set. Some people are Thor that has the powerful hammer. Other people are the Hulk who are big and strong and work that way. Other people are Iron Man who have technology on their side. Whatever your superpower is as a leader, how do you find that superpower, bring it out, and apply it to the project you're working on? Then I expand from that. I want to talk about how you build a great team around a leader. Because typically, leaders, while they have superpowers, they also have super weaknesses. And the way a leader deals with his or her weaknesses is in some ways the most important part of leadership. Because your strengths are there. But how do you cover for your weaknesses? How do you backfill for those? And that's about building a leadership team around you that has skills you don't have. In my Xbox work, I'm not a video game player. I don't have the skill to see a great game and recognize it as a great game. I don't have the ability to come up with the latest, coolest online techniques on Xbox Live for video gaming. But I had some great people on my team who filled that role. And I added business expertise that they didn't have. Collectively, although I was the formal leader, we were a leadership team. And that to me is a very powerful concept. And then the final thing I talk about with leadership is leaders and teams are actually more about what the everyday person on the team does than they are about what the leader does. The leader sets the context, but in the end the project is successful because there are people on the team who get the job done. What motivates those people? What does a leader do to motivate those people? How do they lead in a way that they want to charge the hill with the leader and they want to make the right things happen? To me, that is all about gaining their respect. And I think when people ask, so what's the number one compliment you've gotten from people? It's when somebody from the team who I don't know comes up and says, gosh, we miss you. I really respected you as a leader. That to me says I was doing my job. If you add those things together and you put them in a context, finding your superpowers, backfilling your superpowers with other people's strengths and superpowers, and gaining the respect of the team, you have a leadership platform you can build on. And I think I can do a great job coming and communicating how that works.